Mahalakshmi ma'am?
Shall I start now?
Yes ma'am.
A very good morning to all, and I feel happy to welcome you all for today's webinar Campus Qualification to Corporate Expectations Bridge the Gap. I request Mrs. Kalista Bibi, Assistant Professor, to give welcome address. Thank you.
Thank you ma'am. A very good morning to one and all present here. I am very grateful to welcome you all for this online skill development webinar on campus qualification to corporate expectation, bridge the gap. First of all, I would like to thank the management of New Prince Bhavani Arts and Science College for giving us permission to conduct this online webinar. I am very much delightful to welcome our resource person, Dr. L. Lavanya, Director, Active Learners Academy, Chennai. And I'm very grateful to pleased to welcome our principal, Dr. V. Umadevi, Head Department of Computer Science. And I extend my warm welcome to all faculty members and my dear students present here. And now I'm happy to introduce Dr. L. Lavanya, a management professional with a blend of industry and teaching experience. She has done her MBA, MPhil, PhD, ACS Inter, and MSc Psychology with the highlights her academic interest. She is currently on her own venture, Active Learners Academy, an online training academy for professional English and soft skills. She serves as an adjunct faculty in Swiss Schools of Management, Dubai, for their expertise MBA program. She disseminates knowledge for professional development of faculty members and students through webinars and YouTube videos. She has presented papers in national and international conferences and published research articles in referred journals. Her recent achievement was being a part of world record for an international conference, ICMRI 2020, organized by ESN Publication and approved by World Book of Records UK. She is an Center Teaching Professional Olympiad rank holder in 2019 and also undergoing a scholarship program, online professional in English network sponsored by US Embassy and conducted by American English Association. She is currently pursuing her online entrepreneurship program for IIM Bangalore sponsored by National Commission for Women. With this introduction, I would like to welcome Dr. L. Lavanya ma'am. Welcome ma'am. Over
Thank
to
you,
you
ma'am.
ma'am for your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Can I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, one second.
Yeah.
Yes ma'am, now you can
Is the
share
screen
the
visible,
screen
ma'am?
ma'am.
Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Okay. And my audio is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. A very good morning to all of you here. And I understand from your faculty members, you are in final year of UG or your PG. Okay. So a lot of questions will be there in your mind. And especially in this pandemic situation. See, even otherwise, for a final year graduate, what next is a big question, for all of us, even when I was in your stage. So this webinar will address your queries, your confusions, I would say, and the big questions before you. Okay. So the idea is, what is that you have, and what is that the companies are expecting, and how are we going to bridge that gap? Okay, so with that short intro, we'll get on to the presentation. And I request you to keep your videos on if you're comfortable. Okay, I leave it to you, but then I would prefer to see my audience. So those who are comfortable and formally dressed can go ahead and keep your videos on. Right. So what are we going to discuss in the next 1 hour is how has COVID impacted education and industry? Okay. What is that corporate wants from you? Are there actually industry is hiring? That's one question which is dwelling in all our minds. And as a fresher, what you should do. And I'll take questions from you. So this is the agenda for my presentation. Okay. So when we think about impact of COVID-19, what comes to our mind is a lot of job cuts. You must have definitely heard news about people just being called over phone or over a Zoom call and being fired, right? So all of us would have heard such news, and whenever you want to browse on job cuts, there's so many scaring figures. 12 crore people fired, and so many are unemployed. So there's a lot of things which are happening around us, which is kind of very new. Okay, so somewhere around 23% is supposed to be the unemployment rate, especially in this pandemic period. I'm talking about only Indian figures, okay, and about our country. So the impact of COVID has been very deep. It will take years for us to recover. Okay. And that, of course, has been a lot of job cuts. Job opportunities have been lost. That is the first thing which comes to our mind. And academically, do you feel there is an impact? That is one question you can answer better. What about the academic impact? You feel you are better placed, or you feel that there is a problem taking up classes in this kind of situation? You can use your chat box to answer. Academic impact is what I have put, so it can be positive or negative. I leave it to you, so you can just answer my question on how do you feel this academic has been. This the whole year you have been listening to your teachers online. This must have definitely been a different experience for you. So do you feel comfortable or not comfortable? You're able to manage? Students, are you there? You're not able to understand the concepts clearly. Yes, that's actually I'm doing a research on online perception of students. Okay, I think with your ma'am's permission, if I can share the questionnaire later, probably you can collect those data for me. So I'm trying to understand the perception of students during this pandemic. And so far, I've collected more than 100 responses. And most of them, they say that it is not as effective as face-to-face teaching, because while we are seeing the students and teaching, we are comfortable, and it will be the same with you. And that's the reason I asked you to turn on your videos. Otherwise, it is like seeing just alphabets A, B, C, D with your DP sometimes. Okay. So it is like if the videos can be on, then it is more comfortable for you as well as me. Academic impact, yes, there's been a lot of things which happened on the academic side. One thing, suddenly overnight, all of us were asked to change from blackboard or green board to PPTs. Okay, and there are teachers who don't even know how to use, like if you talk about Gen X, okay, Gen Y, Gen Z, you have the classification. There are people who were finding it really difficult to take classes online, and some of them quit this profession just because of that one reason. Okay, that they'll not be able to adapt. Okay, so there's been academic impact both on the teacher side and the student side. Okay, for us it was an overnight transition, so even for you. So for us it was even more difficult and challenging, because we didn't know how to hook you on this mode of teaching. Okay, so there were challenges on either side, and definitely there was an impact, especially considering this all pass situation. Okay, as students, you'll definitely be happy that you don't have that pressure of examination. I fully understand that. But there is a flip side to it. Okay, so I'll come to that later. Then, of course, there's a financial impact. So everywhere you see, people talk about not having money. Businesses are not running. Okay, there's lockdown, and we don't know how long it's going to be, and that uncertainty is prevailing. And because of all this, your mental health is also impacted, right? Because you're staying inside the four walls, and there is definitely like a reduction in talking to people. and that physical meeting is not happening, you're not able to go anywhere. So all that definitely takes a toll on your mental health. And addiction to your screen time, be it Netflix or playing online games, that has drastically increased. Yes, that definitely has an impact. And challenges in higher education. Okay. So apart from that, if you can think of any other impact you have because of COVID, you can please use the chat box to answer that question as well. Apart from the things I have listed, what do you think is the impact of COVID-19? Please feel free to use the chat box for that. When talking about higher education, those who are doing your UG, definitely you will have a clear-cut idea of what is going to be your post-graduation. Probably same area, or you will choose a cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary area. And for those who still have that confusion, okay, there are career review quizzes online. Okay, there is Princeton review quiz. You can just log in and give your take the questions there and try to understand what is your area of interest, so that you can choose a study based on that, your higher education. But with COVID, if you had thought of traveling abroad, you wanted to do your MBA in the US or UK or Singapore or Australia, probably that's not going to happen anytime soon. Okay? And for many people, it's like this graduation itself is a big thing, because they have to repay their educational loan and things like that. So they're not even sure whether they can go with the higher education concept. Okay. So many things are looming around us. Okay, so it looks gloomy, but definitely it is not. Okay, so I welcome you to the session of basically your dreams and what is going to be ahead of you. Okay, so dreams and future, right? And whenever talking about future, it is something not we see every day. Okay, we cannot predict how it is going to be. So there will be chaos. Okay, the chaos is prevailing. Even otherwise, even if it is not pandemic, it is going to be there. There'll be confusions looming around what to choose, how to go about it. Okay, will I make it? There's so many questions on your mind. Yes, that is always there. It's not just being specific to pandemic. So even otherwise, just that the pandemic situation is added to those, has fueled those confusions. Okay, so but is it something you have to worry? Is it gloomy? Okay, but the answer is no. It may look very dark outside. You're not sure what to do, but don't worry. It is nothing like that. Okay, so you have so many options online. Actually, whatever we said about academic impact, there is a very positive side to that, because after this COVID-19, we have made the best use of technology to learn. Okay, so those who wanted to upskill, those who wanted to earn their certifications, this 1 year period and whatever is going to be ahead of us is the best time to get all those things, and most of them free of cost, or at a very low cost, which would not have been possible otherwise. Okay, so what I would say is that confusions are there, that there is a lot of chaos on what has to be done, but I see a path of opportunities. Okay. So you don't have to worry about those news items you've seen, or people around you cribbing about so many things. But as graduates, okay, armed with your degree, you will definitely have a path of opportunities. And how we are going to grab that is what we are going to see in this session. Okay. So before I go ahead, I want to ask you, so you are learning something. You have this campus qualification. So you could be a BCom, MCom, BSc, MSc, BCA, MCA, whatever. Okay. So what is that you get in your campus apart from your degree? Now that you will be all pass, so you don't have to worry about your degree. You'll anyway have that at the end of your third year or second 2 years course or whatever. So tell me, what is that you learn apart from this? Campus, I would mean online, offline, whatever. Some knowledge. Okay. Knowledge about Others, please use the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and say your thoughts.
On the website வந்து நீங்க open பண்ணிக்கங்க. I'm about to give you something that changes people's lives. Getting results like these. You want to make money online, right? But if you're getting all your information from things free,
unmute and talk what is relevant for this webinar. If you're connecting for another one, please stop here. Soumya?
வீடியோஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. அதெல்லாம் வேணும் அப்படினா நீங்க பாத்துக்கலாம். நம்ம இதுல வந்து வொர்க் பண்ண போறோம். நம்ம வொர்க்
Soumya?
என்னென்ன டீடைல் வந்து இதுல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க அப்படி சொல்லி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாத்துக்கலாம். சோ இது பாத்தீங்கன்னா நான் முதல்ல சொன்ன மாதிரி 1996 வந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க கிட்டத்தட்ட.
Yeah. Thank you, Soumya. She has left the meeting. Okay, so others, I hope you're connected to this webinar. I don't know if something parallel is going on. So if you're here, please answer. So what do you learn from your campus? Apart from your degree, what is that you learn? நான் பேசுறது புரியுதா? Yes, okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Apart from Jennifer, can somebody else validate my question? You want me to switch to Tamil? Bilingual? Good character, only learned through offline class. Why Neetu Sharma? Professionalism. Okay, good. General topics. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so Neetu Sharma, then I'll come back to the same point to you. Okay, so I have a similar question. So I think you gave me the lead also. So you get, apart from degree, probably when you're meeting your teachers, you're socializing with your friends, which is not happening in an online class. In a virtual environment, you definitely lack some skills, okay? And we'll come to that. Okay. So what does that corporate want from you? Okay, so that is something which is not part of your syllabus. Yes, Aparna, we can learn new things in offline. So what corporate wants is not part of your BCom degree or BBA degree, apart, of course, the technical skills there. Plus, we need some soft skills as well. Okay. So these are some statistics which are very important for all of us to know. Okay. So there are about, if you're talking about early engineering graduates, this is the average 1.5 million engineers are graduating per year. Okay. Now, if you have this all pass system, probably the numbers will be more. Yes. And only 20% are said to be employable. Okay. And out of 3.6 lakh MBAs, any MBAs here? Okay. 47%, they are employable. Okay. And if you talk about other all graduates, okay, you talk about any degree for that matter, only 15% are considered to be employable. Now, when we say employable, these are the other things, okay, which the degree doesn't give. Okay, with a degree, with your, you may be a gold medalist, you may be a university topper, all that is fine. That doesn't talk about what is your professionalism, the character, which Neetu had said, communication skills, which Bhavani is talking about. Okay, so all that is not part of your degree. Yes, that is not on the scores which you have got on your mark sheet. Right? So corporate expects what you see in this slide. They want your technical knowledge. They want your technical skills. That's one thing for sure. Okay, so you cannot say like, I have good soft skills, please hire me. Nobody's going to do that. You should, if you're done BCom, you should know what is there. If you're done your MCA, you should know what is there. Right. So your technical skills are very important. Then analytical skills. Now this whole world is moving towards analytics. Okay. So what is that? Heard of this term, analytics? What is data analytics? If you're not sure, you can just say that so that I can go ahead and tell you what it is. Not sure. Okay, fine. So analytics is the in thing. That's what I would say. It is like anything and everything you do is analyzed cross section or all 360 degrees from all angles and given a meaning. Okay, I'll take one small example. Have you all gone to Decathlon? Yes, analyze the data and come to a solution. Okay. So I'll just take a simple example. So any supermarket or any hypermarket, any malls, so they would take a feedback from you, right? So they'd ask like, how do you rate your customer experience with us? Okay, what is your age? From where you're coming? And probably some brands you're using. So all this are like collecting data from you and trying to analyze what kind of people, what demographic, what is the kind of population which like our products, what is that they find very interesting in the shop, what is that they don't get in our shop. So you're trying to get the analysis and then you're trying to give solutions for that. Okay, yes, yeah, as Priyadarshini said, that is like you're improving on the service. Okay, so like whatever the Google, the best place to be. Okay, so whenever you start typing on Google, you're getting so many suggestions. That's based on the analytics. So if you start how to, then it will give you some 100 options. So people generally would have been using the same format. Okay, so with that, they have analyzed and found. That's a simple example I would highlight. Okay, so analytical skills are very important. Research, incorporate everything. You know, what they say is that in God we trust, but the rest lies on data. Okay, so you cannot go there and say, I'm good, I'm very nice, I'm sincere. All that is fine. Just prove it. Okay, so only facts can speak in court, right? And you should be definitely not just computer savvy, you should be technologically updating yourself relevant for your field. Okay, so these, if you are into accounting, Tally is kind of must. Okay, so any ERP for that matter, Zoho, like whatever is suiting for your office needs. Okay, so you should be able to adapt to the technological changes which is happening around us. Whether you like it or not, that's part of it. So these are technical skills. So that is, it is assuming that you are having all those things. What is that we need is the soft skills. Okay, and the first soft skill which is required by all companies is your communication skill. Okay, whether you are able to present your ideas in a manner what is required. Okay, all of us will have that skills, but then in that particular context, are you able to communicate? Do you have that stress in you? Okay, are you able to manage a presentation without any fear? So all those things are very, very important, right? Then multitasking. I'm sure you'll all be doing multitasking, right? So attending the webinar, parallelly watching a YouTube and, you know, playing an online game, that is like extreme case of multitasking. All of us, and in this online world, yeah, everybody is comfortable multitasking. But in the real world also, once you start working, okay, so there'll be a lot of things which you have to take care. So you cannot say I'm assigned only this job or only that job. You have to take time out. How do you manage your time? Okay, that is very, very important. Then right attitude. Attitude is everything. That's what I would want to say. Fine. Only if you have the right attitude, you will be able to grow up in your career. And balance during ambiguity. That is what in the present day context I would say, because when plan A fails, it is not the end. Okay, if you're not able to crack one exam, if you're not able to clear something, you're not able to win a particular competition, it is absolutely fine. Okay, so it is like there'll be a lot of ambiguous situations, lot of problems are coming in our way. But if one thing fails, what is plan B? Plan C, go till plan Z. Okay, plan Z, there's so many alphabets. You can plan n number of ways. So don't get upset if you don't, crack your first interview. If you don't crack your entrance examination, it's all fine. There is always another way to it. There is always another hard work and things available which can be made use of. And self-discipline. This I want to highlight because see, many students just keep complaining. I don't have this, I don't have that. Okay, so with whatever you have, what is that you have done? Okay, it is not, and almost all kids, all the students have their own mobile phone with data connection, which is actually a luxury for our generation. Okay, so you have that at the age of 18. So how best you have made use of that? You probably watched IPL when it was live streamed, okay, and used it for Netflix. Yes. Apart from that, when it comes to online class, you will definitely will not have net connection at that point of time. You'll definitely, your data pack will run out of money at that particular point of time. Okay, only when it is Google Meet for online classes. Otherwise, it works, but particularly fine, right? And patience is another virtue which is totally lacking in this current generation. It's because we are so much used to instant gratification. Whatever we want is instantly available, including your food, everything. Whatever, it is not that you have to wait for a particular occasion to gratify your need, for satisfying your need. Everything is immediately available. So you don't have patience to wait for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That seems eternity. Okay, it is like hours you have been waiting, but it's not that. Okay, so patience is something you have to improve. You have to work on. Okay? And how reliable are you? Okay, there are personality tests which can tell all these aspects of what kind of person you are. So, but that is not our topic. So I'm just telling you, you can just browse on those areas as well. And when talking about problem solving, okay, think out of the box. Okay, have some critical thinking. Try to find solutions, okay, which not normal people think. Okay, this you will find useful when you have problems, actual problems in corporate. What you see in colleges, it's just nothing. Okay, and I would know that many people would suggest you go for smart work than hard work, right? But I've always felt that hard working is finally works for me. I don't know how it is for you. Hard work is compulsory. Okay, there are no shortcuts, and you should always be a learner. Okay, it is not that after your degree it is getting over. Always you have to learn. Always you should be an enthusiastic learner. And have you any of you tried MOOCs courses online? Have you done any online courses apart from your classes? Apart from attending your online classes, have you done any courses, any certification programs? Yes, that's good. So if you have not done so far, please take up these courses. Okay, so this MOOCs YM is actually free. Okay, I think your teachers must have told you, right? So this is like you can just take up the course. Only if you want certification, you're going to pay for that. Otherwise, you can just take up the course and do the internal assessment and things like that. Okay, so you have to be a learner always and have some flexibility. Okay, you cannot say this is my job description. This is what were told to me at the time of appointment. It cannot be like that. Things don't work that way. Okay, so you have to think beyond, go beyond the call of duty as well. Okay, so these are the expectations. Okay, it is very easy to put it on a piece of paper or on a particular PPT slide. Yes, but soft skills are really hard to learn. Okay, it doesn't come overnight. It takes a lot of time and practice. Okay, and I want to ask one question. Did I miss anything on this chart or PPT? Apart from this, do you think anything which is very, very important, especially in this COVID-19 scenario? Okay. It's basically leadership, physical fitness. Okay, that's good. Leadership and mentoring. So by research, okay, what is the most sought after soft skills especially during this pandemic is whether you're able to mentor people and you're able to take leadership roles. Okay, is to manage the situation. It is like in this ambiguous situation, how is that you're able to balance your team and your own work? So leadership and mentoring are the most sought after skills by research in this pandemic situation. Okay. So before we go ahead with the presentation, I want you to join me for this Menti. You've done Menti in your class? Yes, just click on that link. I put a link in the chat box. Please click over there. There are 2 questions. Please answer those. Just think on these lines. Okay. In this online world, many of the aspects, right, is not even seen. Okay. This also means, when I say soft skills, this also means the way you groom yourself, the way you're dressed, your body language, everything is taken into account. So this thing can answer. And which of these industries? It's not that all industries had job cuts, all industries had problem, right? There were some industries which were hiring. There were a lot of positive things which are happening during COVID also. So which of the industries do you see a future in?
My dear students, try to answer the questions.
IT sector, right? Perfect. IBM, HCL. Okay. Right. See, as students, you need to differentiate industry and company. Okay. I asked industry, so you can just say IT industry, ITES, software, electric automobiles. That's a fantastic thing. Medicine, yes, pharma companies, computers. Awesome, awesome. I hope you're able to see my screen as well. I'm getting very good response over here. Farming, somebody had said that is like the best option, I would say. Okay. It is like people have realized, okay, whatever you're earning, how much ever you earn, you need to work for your own food, right? That is a scenario now. That's a scenario now. And even these IT sector guys, many of them have started investing or taking leased lands or going back to the native and started to do their own farming, right? Soft skills are definitely important. It is required. Interact with others. Communication is definitely important in life. It's very important. Yes. Okay, I'm happy all of you have voted for soft skills. Okay, that is really interesting. Okay, and of course there was one answer which says no. Okay, that always happens. Not a problem. Here, some more industries. Wow, so many answers. Excellent. 38 of you answered, like out of 100, only 40% have answered. Vehicle, the cyber, excellent. Who gave such answers, right? E-learning, that is the way forward. Okay, so even after pandemic, I think this online learning is here to stay. Digital marketing, fantastic answers. Fantastic. Okay. So we'll just go back to the presentation, and I'm just talking Menti over here. I'll keep the link open so those who have not answered can also answer there. Okay. So the most important question which comes to our mind is hiring happening? See, there was the statistics have given for the previous year and also the current at present. Okay, what is happening in April, May kind of thing. Okay, so last year when people were saying that there were job cuts, there were a lot of issues, nobody is able to get placed, graduates are in suit. Okay, so even at that time, okay, tier 3 and tier 4 cities, lot of hiring was happening. And it is not just IT, there were active jobs for logistics, main thing. I think you people forgot that aspect. Okay, so this logistics delivery aspects, they had lot of openings for those kids. Okay, and there were a lot of volunteers who were also paid, okay, during this COVID-19 operations. Okay, so there's like the people kept afloat. It is like, when you're drowning, you get something to hold on and you move ahead. So that was the situation. Okay, so this statistics, these things show that hiring never stopped, but then it was not in the same industry. Probably you wanted to enter a particular industry. You are a mechanical engineer, you wanted to get there. Probably you did not have a chance over there. But then there were other aspects, other industries which were actually hiring. So, and this survey by Naukri, this was about 1,500 recruiters participated in the survey in the first wave last year and then the present wave. Okay, when we started actually recovering from the post-COVID, and now we are again into a down mode. Now, this statistics and other researchers say that recruitment is actually back to kind of normal, though it is not as good as what it was. So it will take another 5 years to be exactly the scenario of what it was. But then hiring does happen. Okay, so how to put yourself into that hiring space is what is important, and that is where all those soft skills are important. Because see, when I'm talking about degree, now all of you are at the same level. All of you have a degree. All of you will be having a degree. Okay, and you know what is happening in the universities, right? So many of them are just giving a pass based on your internal scores. Okay, so it is like the companies, and I would like to highlight one more thing. People had mentioned about TCS in the Menti platform. Okay, now if you had not known about this, TCS Ion is the best platform to take up your test. Okay, so they have an entrance test, an aptitude kind of thing, where you have to take it up and scores will be given to you, and that is valid for hiring across platforms. Okay, so you have to take up a test. It is like you're making yourself eligible for placement. That's one good option you can try if you had not tried already. There's NQT test. Akarshana, you've taken up that test? Yes, that's fantastic. Okay, so that gives your an edge over others. Out of those, now there is something called as AISHE, that is along with MHRD, they have a database of students. Okay, so as per their enrollments, those who enrolled in 17-18 batch, and if they are passing in 20 or 21, they are expecting some 3.5 crores of graduates to be in our country. Okay, and all of them will have their degree, assuming some they could be dropouts, at least 3 crores for that matter. So how we are going to differentiate from that crowd is your upskilling, whatever degrees, certificates you have earned through your MOOCs courses, or these eligibility kind of tests, this qualification test, all that will speak about you. Will speak about your interest in improving yourself and in working on your soft skills, whatever soft skills courses also you've taken up. Okay. So this shows, okay, as somebody said, TCS, Infosys, IBM, HCL. So all this IT industry is contributing a lot. Okay. Now, when talking about IT industry, there is also another side which I want to highlight is about artificial intelligence. Okay. Where it is expected by 2025 most of the entry level jobs will be automated. So a machine or a chatbot can take over your place. So how is that you're going to differentiate is based on your soft skills, is your problem solving ability, your critical thinking skills. Only those can help you differentiate yourself from the chatbot, right? So if you want to stay afloat, you want to be still in the race, it is like you have to work on your soft skills. That's very important. Okay, so these are some news information which I wanted to pass it on. So this is a bright side. Everywhere hiring is happening. Okay, so it may not be exactly your area of preference, but definitely things are blooming. So home healthcare is another option. Okay, pharma is another option. Online educations like blended learning is the way forward. You will have both online and offline. Even after this pandemic, blended learning, online learning is going to stay. And cyber security, ethical hacking, all those areas. Somebody had mentioned cyber also in that mentee. Okay, so that is very impressive. Okay, so you have worked, you've done some homework on that. That's really interesting to know that. And software and hardware, there is no way they'll go out of fashion. So they'll be like, the technology improvements will always be there. Logistics is going to stay. Okay, BPOs are like most sought after. Okay, because of the pay you get, and also it's like it'll be there. It is there forever kind of thing. Okay, and facility management, that's again the help of it is like another side effect of COVID, I would say, is like all the even these apartments communities, they are starting to give importance to facility management, not just corporates. Okay, so everywhere hiring in those areas are happening, and most of that, okay, it is talking, I've just put one slide on hiring. There are also n number of startups which have come in this particular pandemic. Okay, there are people who started their own business. They felt that it is not just about go get placed, you have to go write a resume, attend interview. It is like most of them have thought about why go back and do the same thing, right? Why I shouldn't start something new? Why shouldn't start something fresh? Why put my own idea? Okay, so these are very important. Apart from like you don't want to go into the regular streamline, you can think of something like this, right? Now I put this areas. Yeah, Hema Malini, you'll get your feedback link. I want to know your feedback, so definitely I'll be sharing that. Okay. So where to search? So you all know Monster and Naukri. Have you heard of Vacitum? No. Okay, so that is an AI-based search engine. So as I told you, like it is one of the startup which again happened. So Naukri, Monster, Times Jobs, all that you'll definitely be knowing. Okay, so Vacitum is an AI-based search bot, okay, search engine, which can get the HRs the right resumes for their requirements. Instead of going through 10,000, 20,000 resumes over there, they can help the HRs get the right resume. So you need to put what is search engine optimization, right? So you have to put the right skills on your resume so that the bot is tracking your resume. So that is also important. And are you people on LinkedIn? If not, it is compulsory. Okay, hiring is happening on LinkedIn. You have to know that. Okay, and if you're an FB, I'm sure you'll all be there. Okay, so you have to use the forums like HR Forum, Indian HR Forum, Indian Jobs, freelancing jobs. There's so many options available, so many pages there. So you just have to go, give an admit over there. There'll be a few questions in HR pages, not all. Some pages will ask you why you want to join our forum. What is the contribution you can give? Like some 2-3 questions you have to just answer, and they will admit you into that particular forum. Okay. So far, so good. Anything you want to ask? Any questions from you? Shall we play a small game? Yes. So I just have a very small game for you, okay, just to understand. Kahoot, you must have played in your class. Yes. Just click on the link. So your teachers must have given you the subject-based Kahoot, right? So this is not going to be subject-based. It is general. Some terms which are used in the present day context, and just wanted to know how familiar you are with that. That's a game pin. If you have trouble connecting to Kahoot, you can answer it in the chat box. So I'm assuming you know how to play Kahoot, or should I explain? Hemamali is very particular. You want to say something to me, Hemamali? I'll share the link. Okay. So what happens is that I'll once I start, you will see the question on my screen. Okay, so that is I'll share the presentation here, my screen here. So you will see the question here and the answer options. Okay. In your device, you will see only colors: red, blue, yellow, and green. So if you see red as the correct option, you have to click red on your device. Okay, so that's how it is. I'm starting the game. So those who are not able to join Kahoot, you can still answer in the chat box. So the first question is blended learning. What is the meaning of that? Okay, excellent. Classroom and online. Okay, it blended means you're mixing both. So even after this pandemic, blended learning is what we are expecting. As teachers, we'll be using both classroom and online version of teaching, and learning is going to happen. So you can see the top scorers over here: Mahalakshmi, Akshi, Krishna, Priyu, and Ram. Okay, these scores might change. We have another 4 questions. Please be ready. Is attitude important? It's a direct question. Okay, Aparna, that's good. Last 10 seconds. Your easy chance to score. Attitude is definitely important. You cannot do away with that, whether it is online or offline. Okay. So these 5 up 3 places, Nitu LP is the highest climber. Okay, good, Nitu. Third question on your way. Everybody talks about UCA world. If you've heard of it, what is the meaning of UCA? Mayappan, think and answer. Those who are using the chat box, you have an option to change your answer. Think and answer. Those who are using Kahoot, you won't have an option. The answer is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. It's very important that you know what is VUCA. Okay, so blue is the correct answer. Yes, Hemamalini, Akhila Vardhini, good job. I'm moving to the next question. Oh, a lot of shuffling in this course. You can see the top 5 over here. Okay, this is related to your culture. Should you enclose business card with a gift? Is the right thing to do or not? Okay, see, actually, it's become a custom. Whenever you're getting Diwali gifts or sweets, they'll attach business cards. Actual answer is no. You should not. Okay, this is not the way to promote your business. Okay, don't do that if you are running a business. That's not the right attitude, I would say. Last question. So you can see the scores and combo breaker. 3 players just dropped their answer streak of 3. Okay, so Rajesh has moved up. Akshi, Priyu, Chandana, and RJB. So with last question, we'll see who hits the podium. What is ABCD of technology? I'm getting a lot of correct answers in the chat box as well. Excellent. See, these 4 are going to rule the world. Okay, so red is the correct answer. Yeah, superb. Those who are answering the chat box as well. So though we cannot get the names over here. Okay. So excellent. It's AI, artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud, and data, which is actually ruling the world, and it's going to be there for some time now. So Rajesh is the 3rd place, Akshi in the 2nd, and we have Chandana. Excellent. Congratulations. So Mahalakshmi and D, I don't get the name, so or on the runner side. Yes. That's fantastic. All of you well played. Okay. So I'm leaving the session open for you to ask me questions. Unless you ask me something, I'll not know whether I have reached. So this is actually one more thing I wanted to say is that I'll share this anyway. You can learning the new skills which I've all integrated, and this is a summary. Like this, I've told you during the presentation. Okay. And freelancing is also something you can try unless you get a good job which you can work on. Okay, and internship is also another option. Okay, so just find yourself with the help of your soft skills, and I've given the feedback form. I want you to answer those questions in that. Yes, Priyadashni, there is a difference. Okay. So, see, if it is arts, it would only be considered actually a professional degree. But engineering, your standards are set a little higher. Okay. So, it is, see, if it is software, like all the engineers now are jumping into IT and BPO sector. Right. So it is like it is compulsory. You have to clear up a mass test. It's like the aptitude test, and then you'll have a technical round and an HR round. Okay. In arts, it may not be as tough as that. It is easy to crack over there, from my understanding of the industry.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Students, if you are having any questions, you can put in chat box.
I hope the session was useful and you learned something out of here. No doubts. Okay.
I think no more doubts, ma'am.
Yeah. So whatever you want to ask, also you can leave it in the feedback form. So I'll take it from there.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a knowledge enriching session. I think most of our students had learned more about um, uh, campus qualification to corporate expectation. What is the difference? Now I request Dr. B. Mahalakshmi, Assistant Professor, to give vote of thanks.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver a vote of thanks. My sincere thanks and gratitude to our beloved chairman and our principal, Dr. V. Uma Devi ma'am, for arranging such an interesting online skill development webinar. On behalf of our management, I'd like to thank Dr. L. Lavanya for giving such an interactive and fascinating session. She gave a clear aspect to handle this pandemic situation as a student and how to meet the expectations of corporate as a fresher, and got to know about industries which are hiring even in this situation and the way to reach it. Thank you, ma'am. Finally, I would like to thank the participants from various institutions. Thank you all.
Dear students, a feedback link has been posted in chat box. Kindly fill your feedback. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.